Hi, welcome to Creative Quarantine. It is Monday, the something of April, 2025,042, because that's how it feels, I think, to everyone. I am really excited because I am here with the amazing Angel Parker, who is out in LA right now. Hello.
Hi, so nice to see you.
I mean, in like real life, not on like Instagrams.
I know, like actually speaking and connecting. It's amazing how we didn't do this earlier or sooner. Like I've been talking to people, FaceTiming people I'd never FaceTimed before. It's great. It's
I
great.
mean, I think that's like one of the big things that folks have been saying that is happening right now. It's like you forget, you're like, because it used to be, oh yeah, man, I'm gonna see you next week, and like 6 months later, you're like, man, we still haven't gotten together.
Yeah, I'm like I could
And
see you now. We could just pop on right now if you want.
uh, what is it? Absence makes the heart grow fonder.
Yes.
So,
Yeah.
I mean, how are you? This is week 6 of the show. I think this is
Yeah.
week 7 of people staying home.
Yes, we
Um,
quarantined right away. So we're entering our seventh week at home. So it's good. I'm very, I live in LA, so we've got the sunshine, we've got a backyard. I'm very grateful for that. Little house. It feels real small sometimes, but no, we're hanging in. There's a lot of great days, positive, beautiful days where we're connecting in ways that we never thought playing games we never done before, and watching movies together. And then there's days that you just like, oh my God, I would give anything to just go somewhere right now. So I think it's kind of what everybody is. But I showered today for you. I didn't quite do my hair, but I put a little earring on. So
but you
today's a good
showered.
day. Today's a good day.
That's a step. Look, man, let me explain something to you. We've had so many jokes on the show about no shoes, no pants, no socks.
Yes, girl. Yes.
For the record, I am wearing pants and I
Okay,
do have
good.
on slippers.
I'm in
Um,
bed. Does that count? But I have pants on. I
yes,
swear I have pants on, but I'm in bed. So,
but it's like this is a new way of life, right? Like, so one of our former guests, Nick Stone, actually just built a tent in
oh,
her yard because she
oh.
realized she needed some space from the kids to write. Shout out to Nick Stone.
I love it. I love it. I love it.
It's just a beanbag and a tent. That's all she got. But
That's really all you need. You really don't need much. A little shelter, a little privacy, a little wall, even if
maybe a
it
glass of
blows in
wine.
the wind. Yeah. So no, but we're hanging in. We are blessed with more than most. So we're good. We're good. We're just trying to truck along, trying to figure out what our industry is going to do, and all of that is a lot of conversations that end with no answers. So
Yeah.
kind of how a lot of people are feeling. So we're just taking it day by day.
Yeah, because you're an acting family, like literally. Both of you and your
And
husband are on screen. You're currently on screen. I was just joking with you the other day. I was like, "Is your husband
yeah,
on this show?"
he's on the Flash. Yeah, he's on the Flash. So he's one of the villains this season. So it's kind of crazy that he's DC and Marvel, and we joke about it all the time. But yeah,
Also, both of you have been villains in the
I
last 2
know,
years on
I
screen.
know, I
Mm,
know. It's been good. That was a great job. He had so much fun, and
I
got to
was really
Vancouver.
surprised.
Mhm.
I was really surprised because I was like, he's really good at this.
Yeah, he's if usually if he pops up, he's the bad guy. So always, if you're wondering who did it, if he pops up, you're like, oh, it's probably Eric Nenninger. I see. But that was a good job, and we're kind of traveling salesmen. You go where the work takes you, and hopefully people are buying what you're selling. And him being able to go to Vancouver right before all this shut down, and I think he did 5 or 6, I forget how many, but that cast on the Flash is they're as happy and as fun as you would think they would be. So he had a great time to watch it all come together, especially those sci-fi ones, because they don't look like that when you're shooting them, and then they add a lot of things later. So yeah, it's cool.
Well, and you have also been like extremely busy, right? The end of 2019, as well as you were shooting a movie. Like were you planning a rest at this point in time?
No,
Or
girl. No, I mean, I think life just gave me my rest that I needed, but no, Runaways ended, which was so sad, but also I feel like they wrapped it up really nicely. I mean, not my character, but
your character went through it a little bit.
yeah, just a bit. But what a great storyline and what a great arc. To get to act like that is just such a gift for an actor. So, I'm in a prison jumpsuit, my son like died, it's such drama. And it was disappointing because how much I love the show, but you get sad when any show ends, They call them showmances for a reason. You're in this sort of romance of a great job and a great cast and good writing, and we loved it. And 3 seasons on a show that on the air is a blessing. It's more than you can ask for. So that was great. That came to an end. And I did a small movie with Alyssa Milano in Texas about immigration. And then did a great part on 911 Lone Star, working with trans male, and got to have like a love story with him and break his heart a little bit. And it was just such a beautiful story that was on network television. I was really proud to be a part of. And then it was pilot season. Then it was, okay, what's the next journey going to be? What's it going to, where's it going to take me? Where's it going to take the family? And then I was fortunate enough to book a pilot for NBC called La Brea. I was able to shoot most of it in Vancouver. I shot all of my part, actually. It's a great story, but I don't know if it'll come back. We don't know. We'll see if it will, and if it does, it's great. If not, there'll be something else. So it's one of those. You can't, God laughs at your plans, right?
Best laid plans. That's what he says.
Mm-hmm. But it was such a great experience, and being able to shoot right before all this went down. I actually did need the rest and could use the rest and could use the time to sort of regroup and take stock and, organize my closet, which is very organized right now.
Look, man, closets need love too.
They do.
And the coolest thing is that you're also a mom of 2 adorably. Favorite part of Instagram.
They're great.
So how are you adjusting? Not just taking rest, but like this is homeschool time.
It's homeschool time. It's a lot. My son's in high school. He's a freshman in high school, so they're online learning. They were already halfway there, so that was pretty seamless. My daughter's in 2nd grade. That she goes to a tiny little Catholic school. They were not quite as prepared, even though they're getting there. And so that's been more of the homeschool challenge. But she's so artistic and creative. She loves it. She loves that we're home. She loves that we have all this time with her. She's, I'm the art teacher, the music teacher. My husband's doing math and reading, and we're doing crafts. Right before this, I was doing a little craft with an owl. And so we're making it work, but taking walks every day. We got a dog, a cat, a 3-legged cat. So it's exciting in our house, and they better stay quiet. I was like, Mama has an interview. You need to stay quiet. But they're good. We're in a good little zone. And I think a lot of families are spending a lot of time together right now, and it's good. And you try and, everyone has their good days. Everyone has their bad days. You just kind of hope that they don't fall on the same day, except the good days. Those are good to fall on the same day. But and then we just help each other, support each other through it, and try to stay creative. A lot of this stuff is becoming online. Auditions are online. A lot of these things, I bought a little ring light. I'm, just trying to get all my stuff. Yeah, I'm still in bed, but we're figuring it out. And my neighbor's doing construction. And so I'm like, how am I going to do all this? But I feel like everyone's in the same boat. Or actually, I heard a nice analogy. Someone said, we are in the same ocean, in the same storm, but we are all in different boats.
Because we're socially distanced?
Yes, and that everyone is riding this storm in a different way. I mean, some people are essential workers. Some people are in the hospitals helping out. Some people are working from home and educating their children. Some people are alone and dealing with that. Some people are ill and dealing with that. People are losing loved ones and not able to go to their funerals. I mean, so we are all going through this in a different way, but we are, internationally, our globe is going through this together. So there's something about that. And I'm just curious what the future will bring and how it will change us for the better.
So for you, like, I love that, because that is probably the best way I've heard it put, because it is this understanding of the expansion of empathy and what that means, and understanding that everyone's situation is different, but that does not mean that everyone's not in the situation. Even the folks that are going to the beach right now that shouldn't be going to the beach.
It's hot. I get it. I understand, but damn.
Just go out on the carport, please. Stay 6 feet away from people.
I know. I was like, let's order a sprinkler. Can we just run through the sprinklers again? I think that's a thing, right?
That's a thing. Slip and slides are a thing. Sprinklers are a thing. Grown people can do it. Well, and I think the funny thing is, everyone is also kind of adjusting, like, to the stay-at-home auditions, the ring lights, setting up your studios, getting your space, like even figuring out what's best for you. And I think it's challenging people to think outside of the box in such unique ways. Is there any new skill you feel like you've learned as a mom, as a performer, as just a human being in the last 7 weeks?
Yes, I've learned not to be backlit, even though this is a little backlit. I've learned internet, turn off all your other devices when you need one device to work really well. I've also learned that, I've had a few commercial auditions. I've had a few self-tapes for things, and the technical can drive me crazy because that's not my forte. I'm not a DP. I'm not a lighting sound. I don't know what I'm doing, but you better learn. And a little bit of the Zoom calls and the Zoom classes and all the things to just sort of take them as they come and try to then be yourself. Like, so yeah, I'm trying to stay in frame. I don't bounce too much, but I'm also just trying to talk to you and connect with you. And if it bounces a little bit, it's okay. So there's kind of that curve of we'll be all right. Like I can't do my makeup in the way that professionals do it. And so it's kind of like, this is my face. This is what I look like. And that's refreshing. I think we're all kind of in this together, but yes, I want to get better at it. I do want to have get better at it. I do want to figure out what this future for our business is going to be, and how we're going to continue to share stories, and how we're going to continue to connect, and how we're going to be able to do that globally. And it's exciting. I mean, it's terrifying, but it's exciting. It's something new, and we're all in it together, and we're trying to save our industry, and we're trying to still be able to do this thing that we love and that we're passionate about. So how can we keep doing that? Okay, I'll order a ring light, and I'll figure out where it should go.
Well, and I think that's one of the funny things. So I am living with family. And so me and my sister, who is an essential worker, she's great. She's at work right now. It's like, guys, please support essential workers.
Yes.
Our work is different. We are all working, but they are out in the world doing this work. And I remember she was like, okay, so how do we set this up for you? And I'm like,
sweet.
Well, also, it's just like our mentalities are different. It's like, okay, I need a white wall, but I also need a wall that has some definition. But I also need, depth of field, because if I'm too close or too far away, but I can't be in the tunnel because of sound. And there's all these things that you have such appreciation for the tech people who do this work. Are there any resources that you've been using, or is this all just trial and error at this point?
I mean, I'm definitely asking around. I'm doing a little bit of research. I have a Yeti mic because I do voiceover. And so, but I've only done it to be able to send in auditions, not to actually record something for real. And so a lot of it is asking questions. A lot of it is, trial and error. You're right. Doing this, signing on, figuring out what worked, what didn't. Oh, that light doesn't work, or we did a commercial audition yesterday on a Sunday, and we were trying to move the laptop, and Skype wasn't on the phone. And how do you do it? And how do you then settle and just do the thing that you actually do well, which is act, perform, create, tell stories. And so the technical, it can be very frustrating, but each time I learn something new. So each time I get a little bit better, and then it's not so terrible. I was on a call with my alma mater. I went to the American Academy of Dramatic Arts, and they did a panel of alumni. And there was someone who, I mean, they were ready. They were set. They had the light. They had the sound. They were set. And then I'm in bed with my shaky camera, but getting a little bit better. And then someone was like, the phone was falling. Like it was like, he's like, I can't do it. I'm like, we're looking at the ceiling, looking just at the eyebrows, like, you don't call your family and like, hi, grandma, so we are all in different phases of it. And I was like, okay,
Yeah.
I think I'm doing okay. I'm learning. And so
But I
you
love that.
have your white wall. You got a little definition back there. I see. You look great. You look great. You got a little light, got a little T-zone, brows kicking. I see you, girl.
Thank God for tweezers. But I think that's real, and I think that's accessible, right? Like, and it's so funny because we've been doing these shows. This is show 26.
Oh, congratulations!
Thank you. And every time someone's like, "Well, do I do this or do I do that?" And I was like, "Dude, this is accessible. Like, if you want to sit on the couch in your pajamas and that's how you want to show up, I don't care, because the whole point of this is like, no one has all of the answers unless you already had a studio in your home.
No, yeah.
And there's some people who have green screens and all this other stuff that they've already invested in.
Well, hosts, I think in your business, when you're a host, you do a lot more
stuff at home and a lot of auditions at home.
But now if you're home and now your family's home and there's a screaming toddler, like how you gonna do? Who knows what your situation is, or we're all figuring it out and trying to connect and trying to stay healthy and happy and move forward. So things like this and sharing, I love those. I don't know if you've seen them on Instagram, but the pictures of people on porches and just sort of what the family dynamic looks like, that everyone's at home, and some people are in unsafe situations. Some people are just lonely, or anxiety is really taking over, and depression, and everyone has their moments. So can you imagine someone who really struggles with it? How long and hard their days must be, and trying to stay strong. I know you know what this is.
Oh, hey boo.
Hey boo. Oh. My little ring light in my Peloton. Hi.
Hey, boo.
Hi.
In my Peloton.
In my bedroom. But
where it should be.
Yeah, but you get on and you try to ride it out. So it's funny. I keep calling this my hibernation staycation, because it's hard to feel creative when the world is seemingly coming to an end. It's not, but when it feels that way. And so there's times that you just have to watch a good show and just have some self-care and really okay, I'm going to read a book this week, or I'm going to actually wash my hair this week, and I'm going to say yes to Creative Quarantine with you, because that will make me do something creative this week. So you're giving me that gift just by asking me to be a part of it. So we're just doing it. I have a little detached garage, and I set up a real ring light, like the big one for self-tapes and auditions and things like that. There's just no internet back there. So I'm like, how do I get internet back there? Like, that's my next thing. I'm also calling all my bills and lowering them, I'm doing the budgeting thing, because, who knows when we get back to work, and how do you say, if you're not earning money, you better be saving money. So that's where we are too. And each day I'm calling a new bill, like, "Ooh, hey, what can you guys offer me? We really want to,
really want to stay, but
Mama doesn't have her next job yet." So, and everyone's been so, accommodating, and I'm like, "Oh wow, this is great. Thank you so much. You gave me 10% off my bill," or whatever it was. But I feel like everyone's handling it in different ways. Some people that are working from home are losing their jobs. Industries are completely closing, and their kids are running screaming. They don't have enough bandwidth, literally and figuratively, to handle it all. That's a different boat as well.
Yeah.
Or some people feel like they're holding onto a life raft and they're sinking slowly.
Well, and I think that's such a generous way to look at it, because so many people, I think, don't look at it in that way of expanding out, because it is there. Like, every once in a while I'll see a friend go, "Hey, single friends, are you okay?"
Yeah.
Because it is just such a weird and unique situation, and the constructs that we lived under have shifted. And so, for you, do you feel like you've kind of picked up any habits or like anything that you've been doing now that you're like, I kind of want to bring this with me, even, and I'm going to be generous, 12 months from now when things settle, fully back out. Not saying it's not going to incrementally
Yeah,
hold out, but
I agree with your timeline. I Yeah, I like the slower pace. I like being home more. I like being able to say no more. Um, I enjoy the downtime, and usually I enjoy filling my time. So the downtime has been nice. I do need something to look forward to in the week, which is sort of something that I've learned. And so, yeah, I still put something into my calendar, whether it's a Zoom with family, whether it's this creative quarantine with you, whether it's riding the bike, getting on the Peloton, something that I'm going to look forward to, riding with a friend, or, you can like ride with a friend, and just small things. I've been baking with my daughter. It's all not edible. It's terrible, terrible, but it's fun.
but
And
you tried.
we try, and you just cover it with some frosting and sprinkles, and it's okay. But I think just the slower pace and the taking your time, and that you don't have to fill your time with other people and exterior things. Like, you can fill your time with things that make you happy. And so it's kind of identifying that right now. What makes you happy? What brings you joy? And it's not, for me right now, it can't be work, because that's not quite available to me. So what else brings me joy, and what else makes me feel creative? Do I have to have an audience to feel creative? Can I enjoy this? Can I read a play or read a book or watch a show that makes me feel inspired, and not just as research for an audition that I'm preparing? Because it does become, those lines start to blur the more you're working. So yeah, the slower pace I'm gonna look for. I'm also, who's the friends that you want to talk to? Who are the ones that don't drain your energy? Who are the ones that you feel a little better after speaking with them? Not worse. So there's personal things like that too. And yeah, check on your single friends, check on your married friends too, because
that's actually, the funny thing is, I was having this conversation, and I can't remember if it was something I had put online, and I was joking about, what are single folks doing out there, asking for a friend. But what are single folks doing out there right now? How are y'all making this work? Because like Bumble has done like the virtual dating, and folks are doing,
start writing letters, sending pigeons. I don't know what you gotta do.
And somebody was like, yeah, check on your married friends, because divorce has gone up by like 30%, or it was like some random number. And I was like, how are you getting divorced? Right. And they were like, filing's electronic. And I was like,
yeah. Or you're just like, I will not live like this. It's, you can't run away. You cannot.
Well, some people are in bad situations.
Yes, that starts to come to light as well. But also just no, things become clearer when you have time to actually look at them, when you're actually faced with them. Also, people are just in close quarters and getting sick of each other. Like, a walk around the block can do a lot of good. A long shower can do a lot of good.
Some Peloton can do a lot of good.
Peloton can do a lot of good. A call with a girlfriend, like, hey, I got plans tonight, honey. Single friends, I don't know. A lot of them are like, oh, wow, we have to actually talk for a long time and get to know each other. And
which is probably a good thing.
It's probably a good thing. Yeah. I don't know, girl. Everyone's figuring it out. Everyone's figuring it out.
I think it's a weird shift, right? Because it's like some things are great. Like some things like we're slowing down, we're paying more attention to stuff. We literally have nowhere to go. And then there are other things where you're like, but I miss going places.
I really do too. It's also like, I'm starting to have those conversations now with my friends. What do you miss the most? Like, what's the one thing that you really miss the most? And what's the one thing that you want to do once this all really opens up? Like, what bucket list type thing that you're like, I really want to do this? Or what like I was like, maybe I'll rent an RV. I'll just get an RV and I'll just drive, and then you just sleep in the RV. Now, girl, I would never ever
say.
I'm like, why would I be even thinking that? But your brain starts going different places. But the thing I miss the most is just sitting down, having lunch at a restaurant. I would get a lot of creative coffees and little lunches, and I have young kids, or they're not too young, but they're still in their home. So during school was the best time to kind of catch up with friends or get those little creative coffees and powwow with people, and I really do miss that simple time. I wouldn't go out too much at night just because of work and wanting to be home with my family, but just that feeling of sitting at a restaurant and a waiter coming over, and it's just the simple small thing of going to a restaurant. I'm like, I can't believe that I took it for granted. I always enjoyed my my lunches, but I'm like, oh, I can't wait to meet a friend for lunch, and I can't wait to travel again, and of course get back to work. But that's work. That's not a personal thing,
Yeah. Well, and I love the fact that you talk about the blurring and the separation, right? Because like, even in my line of work as a host, like a lot of times people are like, I'm going to go home and watch TV. And I'm like, that's work. Watching TV is work. I'm going to go stare at the wall. And now it isn't. And I've actually found myself watching TV and being like, this is nice.
I've been watching network TV with the commercials, because of like a little something. I know, like I was watching Zoe's Extraordinary Playlist live.
How is that?
It's cute. I like it.
Okay.
I think it's cute.
Writing it down.
Normally I would have an issue with something, or I would have thought that, oh, this friend should have been cast there, or there's a hole here, there's a hole that, look at it as studying the show. But now I'm just watching it and being a little drama nerd girl that likes musical theater, and was like, oh, that's cute, and oh, it's a love story, and oh, I love that actor, and I'm watching as a fan, because I'm not like, oh, I wonder if there's a role that would be right for me, or how would that be, or I wonder what that audition process was like, or I wonder what that is, or who got that role, or who should have gotten that, like just the business. I don't even know if people know that we think that way, but we do. We study these shows, and the creators, and actually the creator of that, Austin Winsberg is his name, and he was a young playwright, and I used to be a part of the Blank Theater Company's Young Playwrights Festival, and now he's a creative showrunner of a show that's on NBC that I'm actually watching live with commercials, not even DVRing it, because I'm like, oh, it's Sunday, oh, and then I got Killing Eve after that, and I just am watching. Oh, what's my favorite show? It's on tonight. What else am I doing? The little joys, the little small things. And then yes, I want to create this thing. I want to write this thing. I want to direct my self tapes to be a bit better. There's a list of work related creativity that will kind of get your juices flowing. But there's also just hibernation, staycation. I'm wearing my onesie and I'm gonna watch TV. And I'm going to chill. I'm not going to ride the bike this week because I don't feel like it. There's those weeks too. So.
And I love that because, first of all, I just want to shout out the overall coverall onesie situation.
Oh, love it.
First of all, I swear by it. I own way too many of anything that fits in that category. My sister has now officially been like, so you just wear these all the time, and I'm like,
all the time. But you put on some hoop earrings, and you make it cute. You
put my hair in a bun.
You unzip it a little bit more, and it's cute. No, I love a onesie because I would wear them to work. Like you get to, especially something like Runaways, where
you have to change once you get there
early. You got all this hair, all this makeup. I mean, obviously that was not me. In Spanx, in tight suit, so I show up in sweats or a onesie, and then I leave in sweats and a onesie. I'm like, I don't want another heel. I don't want a spank. I don't want another hair pulled up. I don't want any of it. So
I have a nice
collection of loungewear.
Jays and onesies. That's how everyone should live their life.
Exactly. So.
That's it. Actually, you were the first person I saw with a pair of Jays I just got. The Spider-Verse Jays, and from that day I was like, must have.
Yes. Those are so cute. Did you go to that premiere? Did you go to see Spider-Verse?
I did not go to that premiere, and I know all about the truck
Yeah.
all about the J's.
Well, I was getting some.
Has all the sad.
I was getting them for my son, and they didn't have his size. Poor kid. Poor
That
kid.
is
And I was like,
so
oh, but they have
unfortunate.
mine. Oh, but they have my size. So
That is
I should have bought a bunch because those things are worth a lot of money now. I knew nothing about sneakerheads, and I'm like, oh, I should have bought a few of those. That would have just been an investment.
I wish I would have known.
Yeah.
But for you, I think kind of the questions that I love closing out the conversation with is like, one, do you feel like there's something when this, because at some point it all feels a little spirally and all a little stir crazy and all a little mushed together. Is there a thing that keeps you grounded in all of this?
I mean, the family, making sure that we're all okay. That keeps me grounded. So even when I don't want to find joy, put it that way, I make sure that I still seek it, because sometimes someone else in the family needs it, and so we're really just trying to get through this together and make sure that we also take advantage of this time, because I think that we won't really get this back, where you do have this much time and no one's expecting you to do anything. You're not, nobody, you're not, there's no FOMO, nothing's happening. So you don't have to push and work as hard. And so I just want to continue to seek joy daily. And so what brings me joy, what brings the family joy, and sometimes that's chilling on the couch. Sometimes that's working out. Sometimes that's taking a walk around the block. Sometimes that's, I think we're going to teach our son how to play poker. He's 14. So I'm like, oh, we could do that. We've been playing every other game, every other puzzle. So I'm like, can we make this a little more interesting? So I think we're going to, teach our son how to play Texas Hold'em, like just fun, fun card game. But just let's get through this. Let's get through this, and let's enjoy it. I don't know if we can enjoy it, but let's try to find the joy in it.
That was perfect, because my next question was going to be, how are you finding joy? And I was just like, well, two for one.
Yeah, I mean, it's the little things. I mean, today it was a shower. Shave my legs for you too, girl. I know it was time. It was time.
First of all, thank you.
Yes,
you know what? That's effort and time and intention. And you know what? I feel love. And I appreciate you. I love this conversation because it is such a good, real way to start the week off. Particularly this is like, it is every week that it is grown more and more and more into this understanding of, okay, we are kind of settling into this new norm. And now the conversation is, what do we take from this new norm into what's going to be the new norm, because we aren't necessarily going back to the old norm.
I don't think that we're going to go back. I think this is truly affecting our humanity, and we're not going to go back. And it was also kind of ready to blow, I mean, the state of the world and politics and Instagram, and everybody has a device and everybody's presenting themselves, and the pace of it all, and people not knowing how to do their own nails, do their own hair. I mean, girl, my grays are so, I mean, I can't even know if you can see them. You can see them from space. But, I'll be at the CVS getting a box of dye pretty soon. I'm going to be, I didn't have nails on my hands, but just how do you cook a meal? How do you go to the grocery store for 2 weeks and plan meals for, people don't know how to do that stuff now. People aren't taking home ec in high school as much. Yeah. So there's just a learning curve of our generation too, of what is essential. What do you need to know just to get through life? And it's not always the degrees and all the different papers and technology. What happened? I mean, thank God that we haven't lost electricity or internet yet. I think it'll be mayhem. I'll be in that tent with your friend, but we are learning what's important, what makes us happy, how we need to get through the day, the little things that make you feel like yourself again, and the things that you kind of want to change. There are things that we need to look at that we avoid with the pace of life, and how can we better ourselves? But the lists and the workouts and the challenges, and I'm like, if one more person challenges me to one more thing, I can't. I'm not like, I think I stopped the challenges with the ice bucket years ago. I can't. I'm not taking off my pants in a handstand, but I am enjoying watching other people do it. So
the pillow challenge is my new favorite.
The pillow challenge? What is that?
Yeah, basically. And why I say it's my favorite is because it's so ridiculous. You basically wear a pillow in front and a pillow in the back and a belt around your waist.
And a belt around it. You know, I saw Niecy Nash and I was like, what is that girl wearing? She must have been doing the pillow challenge.
What are we doing?
Oh my God, girl. When the belt falls off and you done broke the internet. I can't. No, I'm sorry.
I mean, she already did that for her birthday. So kudos to her.
Okay.
Kudos to her for that 50-year-old.
Oh, yeah. I know her personally. She's as lovely and as kind and as funny as you would hope her to be. So
like,
yeah, I did see her in some pillow with the belt. I think it was a Gucci belt, of course, being Niecy, but something designer. She looked great. I was like, oh, I guess it's a new trend. I was like, it's a new challenge. I don't even know, but I don't think you're gonna see me wearing a pillow as an outfit. I mean, I'm still trying to figure out how do I stack my pillows so that I don't move the camera so much. That's my next challenge. How do I do an online Zoom meeting without bouncing around because I'm moving around so much? It probably has something to do with a desk. Maybe I'll invest in a desk. We'll see.
That's the only way that I solved all of it. I have a real desk again. It's frightening.
I know, but hey, there's a reason why people have desks, and I guess that's one of them.
Thank you, Angel. You are literally an angel. For folks who want to follow you, who may be new to your work or should be following you, where can they find you?
Well, so I'm Angel Parker pretty much everywhere, but on Instagram, I'm Angel Parker LA. There's another girl named Angel Parker, but she's cute too. I follow her. But yeah, Angel Parker LA, or you can kind of throw a stick and I'll shake out of some tree somewhere. Well, watch Hulu and Disney Plus. If you have not seen Marvel's Runaways, please catch up on that. You can watch the whole thing, all 3. Lab Rats, the show that I used to do, great for kids. You can watch that on Disney Plus. There's 5 seasons of that, so there's a lot of ways you can see me with your family. You're on
the strain and trial and error. Like there's a number of shows that you.
There's a lot of work out there that I'm very proud of, and
you work hard.
Yeah, it's been a good time, but it's time to take a breath and just know that when we come back, not if, but when we come back, there will be work. It might be in a new way, and hopefully I'm technologically ready for it. I'll get my lighting down. Ooh, get that glow up. Oh, maybe you need it to come down. That Barbara Walters light. Ooh.
I actually kind of like that.
It's also pretty. There we go. No idea what I'm doing.